Hello and welcome. 5th Standard English Medium Subject EVS Chapter 1 Super Senses Revision Video.
Saraswati Sisukunj Borsad, English Medium Standard 5th Subject EVS. In that we are going to learn Chapter 1 Super Senses Revision part. Okay, so let's see name first. Super Senses. Our first topic is connected with sense. Senses means it is connected with sense organs. So what are sense organs? So in your body part, you have studied in 4th standard also in nervous system with sense organs are also related with that. That was just overview in the 4th standard. Here we have a little bit detail. So sense organs that are helping you to sense your surrounding things. Like if you talk about your eyes, nose, tongue, ears, skin, these are organs. With eyes you can see, nose smell, tongue you can taste, ears you can hear, and skin you can feel. So these are sense organs. Now using these words you can create definition by yourself in your own words, but these words are common, right? That should be in your definition, that eyes, nose, tongue, ear, skin, that help us to see, hear, taste, feel and smell, that are sense organs. So how we will write? Let's see it. Okay, now we wrote organs name first. Now which help us to? Eyes help us to see, nose help us to smell, ears help us to hear, tongue help us to taste, and skin help us to feel, are known as sense organs. So let's see once again. What are sense organs? Organs such that eyes, nose, ears, tongue, skin which help us to see, smell, hear, taste and feel are known as sense organs. Now here one more word is written, super senses. Now super senses means it is not only connected with human beings, it is connected with animals also. Right, this whole chapter in which we are going to study about super senses, animals that have some senses developed in extreme level, or you can say in super level. Right, in the beginning of the chapter when you were watching first video, you have seen that one boy walking nearby a dog and that ear of a dog shot up at once. It means that dog can hear faintest sound, or you can say a sound which is not that much loud, so it is not that much loud, so faintest, right? In so low quality sound they can hear. One more thing you have noticed, that eagle, right? Eagle can see roti or their prey from 2 kilometers away from the ground. On the ground there is roti and eagle is 2 kilometers away in the sky, flying at that much height, and from that distance that eagle can see that roti. So we can say in eagle eyesight is more developed, right? In dogs ears are developed. One more thing about dogs, you have studied in previous videos also, that we use, or you can say that police force use that dogs to find criminals and bomb explosives. So in dogs, sense of smell is also excellent in extreme level. That is why name is super senses. Means in some animals, some senses are well developed in some extreme level. That is why we called it super senses. So here, first we'll study about ant. Let's see that. So you have seen ants, right? Let me draw for you a little bit to make you familiar. But you have already, and I know that. Because in 4th standard, chapter 4, you have studied about that. So, these are called feelers. Why feelers? Why feelers? Because from this feelers to antenna like thing which is attached in their body, on their head, it is known as feelers, because from which they can feel the things, right? They can feel the things, they can taste the thing, right? So that is why it is known as feelers. They have 6 legs, right? And they walk from that. They live in the holes, that you know very well. Now you have some experience that when you are by mistake you drop some food on the ground, within few minutes, like 15 to 20 minutes, that crowd of ants collect nearby that food, right? Just observe, do it by yourself, drop it, and then observe that carefully. First one ant will come over there. They will see all around, they will touch that food from their feelers, right? Then they will go back. Then after 15 to 20 minutes, means after you know that one ant will go back, and after 1 to 2 minutes, that crowd of ants will come out from that hole, and they will collect that food. They will do pieces of that food, and they will collect it, and they will take it at their holes. So how this happens, and why does this happen? So look, every animal on this earth, they are searching for food every time. These ants are also doing that. These feelers help them to find their food. They can smell the food which is there, right? And then by tracking that smell, they reach to the food, right? And then they smell it, and they come back to call that other ants from the hole, right? And after that, what they are doing, they are leaving some chemicals back from their ant's body. Some chemicals are get released from that ant's body, and then other ants will follow that. They will walk in a line, they will reach to that food, they will do pieces of that, and they will walk again in the line, and they will come back. So few questions are there. One ant will come towards the food, or group of ants will come? So first, one ant will come, right? So what we learned? Ant collect nearby food in 15 to 20 minutes. They walk in line, right? And many more questions which are important that we have studied, but these two are more important, that they get 15 to 20 minutes. One more question. One ant will come first. Nearby the food first, one ant will come first, and then it will go back to the hole, and then they will call other ants. Okay, one more thing, that there is a guardian ant standing outside of the hole. You have seen in the video that one guardian ant is standing outside of the hole. Now how they will interact with each other? Suppose that this is one ant, right? This is, and these are two fillers, and this is the other ant, and these are two fillers, right? So how they will interact? They will touch each other's filler, and they will recognize that other ant is a friend or enemy. Like this they will interact, they will identify each other. right? And then the guardian ant who is guarding the hole, it will let that other ant inside the hole. Otherwise, they will fight with other ants and they will not allow other enemy ants to come inside the hole. So this is how ants interact with each other. So let's talk about dogs, right? You are able to see some cute dog here, right? Just to you are able to understand, and it will be little bit fun if a picture is on the board. So we already have discussed about sense of smell in dogs, which is in extreme level, right? Even police force use this dog's capacity of smell to catch thieves, criminals and bomb explosives. So if there is a question that how human beings use this ability of sense of smell which is in dogs, so you can write like this, that we use these dogs to catch thieves, bomb explosives and criminals. So that is one question that you have already studied in previous videos. So it is use of that sense of smell which is in dog, right? Okay, one more thing, dogs mark their areas. You have seen, it will be little bit fun if I'll explain you that before doing urine, dogs try to smell that area, and after smelling they do that pee over there, right? So why? So look, dogs have a special area of their own. Before that, means after that area, they will not do any kind of things, right? So they are trying to see that if this area of any other dogs, if this area belongs to any other dogs, if it is not, then they will use that area, they will do urine over that. So dogs mark that area with their urine. So two things, first smell and second sense of hearing. Dogs have sharp sense of hearing. They can even hear a faintest sound, right? So these were two things which is important about dogs. Now, like dogs, do human beings have sense of smell? Let's discuss that. So let's talk about humans. Do you recognize any animals by their smell? You have experience, right, that you can smell some animals like dogs, cat, buffalo, cow, right? Sometimes camels also. So yes, we have that smell that we can recognize animals by their body smell, right? Even you have more good sense of smell that you can smell your favorite food items or food dishes, right, from some distance, right? If you are going your home, right, and when you reach at the door and your mother cooks some favorite dish of you, right, then from the door only you are able to identify that yes, my mother made this dish, right? So we also have sense of smell which is in a good manner, right, which is a good, actually better. One more thing, we can clarify or we can separate good smell and bad smell. Now let me clear that there is nothing like good smell and bad smell. It is totally depends on our mind, right? Let me give you one example. Some children you have seen which are living nearby the dump yards, right? They are collecting plastic bags and everything all over the day, and they are living over there. And when you pass from there for some day, right, you will feel some bad smell, right? You will feel bad while passing from that area. But what about those boys, what about those children who are living over there? Now they are habituated with that smell. So there is nothing like bad smell or a good smell, right? But just try to make the list that for you which smell are good and which smell are bad, right? Let me give you a few ideas, like some perfume, roses, some favorite food dish. Sometime some persons like smell of pen, their ink, right? Ink of pen. About bad smell, if we talk about sweat, garbage smell, which is bad, right? So there are few choices of individual, that some smells are good, some are bad. And we have studied about one example of Shushila story, if you know. Right? That one day Shushila was at home of her sister, and her sister has a daughter and Shushila has a son. So when Shushila was at home, both the children did potty at the same time. When Shushila was trying to clean her own son's potty, it was comfortable with it. But when she tried to clean potty of her sister's girl, at that time she covered his face with napkin, right? Or she just tried to cover that nose, because it was not tolerable for her to smell that. Why? Now look here also, because for Susila's own son, she is doing it every day, but it was first time for some other child. That is why that smell was not that smell is not good for her in her mind. She is not habituated with that smell. So I think now you are clear with the smell, that how smell are good and how smell are bad. Okay. So now let's talk about birds, but here we will talk about their eyes and their size of their heads and their eyesights. So birds you have seen, right? How we can draw birds on the board? One bird, let me try to draw. If we are drawing a side face of a bird, right? So it will be like this. Why we are drawing only one eye? Like look, if you are looking my face, I have my both eyes on the front. This is my front, right? And if you are talking about a side, right? So this is side face of a bird. So that bird have one eye, left eye on a left side and a right eye on a right side, right? So at the same time they can focus on the different thing. Try to understand. At the same time they can focus on different things, right? You have seen birds while they are trying to eat the seeds which is on the ground, they will see otherwise from left side or from right side, and then they will pick it up from that beak, right? So they have eyes in a side by side. Only one bird that we have studied already in the first video, that owl has eyes like this in a front side. Owl has eyes like in the front of their face. If anyone asks you that which bird has eyes in a front side of their faces, so that is owl. Owl has eyes in a front side of their faces. Otherwise other birds, like many birds are there, you can write pigeon, sparrow, parrot, peacock, crow, right? Many other birds, they have eyes in a side by side. So this is we talk about eyesight of the birds. One more thing I want to add here, that eagle has a sharp eyesight. When eagle is flying 2 or more kilometers away from the ground, they can see roti or that prey from that 2 kilometers from on the ground, right? If roti or that prey is on the ground and eagle is in the sky, so they can see that prey or roti on the ground, and they quickly comes down and then they can catch that roti or prey with them. So this is how variety of super senses developed in animals. Every bird has eyes, but only in that eagle has a sharp eyesight, right? Now let's talk about colors. Colors means, do animals or other birds can see as many colors as we can see? So answer is no. All animals cannot see colors like us, right? Animals who are awake in the morning, they can see more colors in compared to the animals who are awaking at night, like about some birds, bats, right? So they cannot see that much colors, right, that we can see. Like animals if we talk about, right, so they can see some colors more and some colors they cannot see properly. Birds also same thing. So all other animals if we talk about, they cannot see as many colors as humans beings can, right? So this is about eyesight difference in humans, animals, and some animals which awake at night, right? Let me remind you again, animals which awake at night, they cannot see more colors, right? Animals who are awaking in the morning, they can see more colors. Let's talk about human eyesight. So there is one small activity that you can perform at your home even. Just focus on your eyes, that what you are looking. Your area of viewing will be from your left to right. Now if you will close your one eye, whatever is in, like if you are closing your left eye, your left area you are not able to see. Same thing if you will close your right eye, whatever is in your right side you are not able to see. So now what you have to do it with your friend. Just allow him to stand nearby you, in front of you, right? And then just tell him to move left side, a bit left side, and then cover your left eye. Now you are not able to see your friend. Just inform him to do some actions. So whatever he is doing, you are not able to see because he is in left side and your left eye is closed. So now you are able to understand. We have two eyes in our front face. So left side will be recognized or viewed by your left eye. Same thing will be for right. So this is how our eyes work. Let's talk generally about sharp ears. So have you seen some animals whose ears are visible? Means I am talking about external ears, right? We have two parts of ears. One is internal, one is external. So in most of the animals, ears are visible, right? Like if you talk about tiger, lion, elephant, donkey, rabbit, dog, cat, so that all ears you can see, but the size and shape is different of ear, right? If we talk about birds, the external ears are not visible. They don't have external ears, but they have holes, right? That hole works like ear, right? So now what is the connection between the size of ears and hearing? So look, if animal has large ear, right, like elephant, so they can hear more sharp, right? They can hear more. Why? Look, area of ear will increase, so that ear will collect more sound. Have you seen some old age people are covering their ear or keeping the hand backside of their ear to listen carefully? So what will happen if you'll keep here your hand? So area will increase, it will collect more sound. So this is the connection. If ear is big, so there will be more sharp hearing capacity. Means hearing capacity will increase. If we talk about elephant, has big ears, they can hear more. Now some animals have cone shaped ear like rabbit, right? Deer, so they can also hear more sharply because that cone shape will also get more sound. One more thing, some animals like snake, they don't have ears, so how they will hear? Have you seen snake? That snake will receive the vibration of sound from the land. There is one myth that snake is dancing on the beat of a bean. That is actually myth. They are not able to hear that bean, but they are just seeing the motion of the bean and then they are moving their face. Actually the sound vibrations are collected by snake. It is from the ground, right? That ground will carry the sound and it will reach to that snake's body and then they will hear the sound. One more activity that you can do, you just have to keep your head on the table, keep your ear on the table and just ask your friend to tap that table. You are able to hear that sound more clearly. Now just take your head away and now ask your friend to tap that table. Now are you able to identify both difference? In which case you are able to hear more? Yes, when you keep your ear on the table, at that time you are able to hear more sound and more sharply. So this is the sharp ears. If area will increase, when you keep your ear on the table, means that whole table is area of your ear. Whatever sound will generate around that table will reach your ear quickly. That is why when your friend is tapping that table, it will reach more loudly and clearly towards your ear. So that is your sharp ears. Let's go for next point. Let's see about sounds and messages. Many animals try to communicate with each other with different sound. Let's take example of monkey. So when monkey is on the tree, right, and they find in the forest that there is some animals on the ground, right? So they try to communicate with different kind of sounds with each other, right? And they want to make that aware to other monkeys that there is enemy on the ground. Same things happens in birds. Birds also send messages. If enemy is on the ground, there is a different sound which is created by a bird. If enemy is from the sky, like eagle, right, when enemy is from the sky and trying to attack that bird, then there is a different sound message which is sent by the bird. There are fishes also which create some different sound to make a signal, alarm signal, right, to other fishes. Same thing, dolphins also create wave like sounds to make other dolphins aware about the enemies. So different birds, animals have different sound to communicate. We are also communicating with each other with different sounds, right? Just a little bit we are aware more that we have language to communicate, and birds have different type of sounds to communicate, right, to give signal. like alarming signal, right? And about that you have seen one video also, that bird is making sound, monkeys are making sound, right? So hope you understand about the sounds and messages. Now let's learn about how to draw sleeping hours, right? You have seen in the previous video that we have to draw a circle, but let's see quickly about your own self, right? I will draw for myself, you have to draw for yourself. Try to draw it, and there will be few questions in the assignment you will get about cow, deer and python, and about giraffe. So draw in the assignment. First see how to draw. First you have to draw a circle, right? And you have to make 12 parts of it. How many? You have to make 12 parts of it. So four part you will make like this. After doing this 4 part, just write hours which is in the clock. So here you can write 12, 3, 6, here 9. But here we have to write it twice, multiply by 2. So 3 becomes 6, 6 becomes 12, 9 becomes 18. Why I did this? I will tell you afterwards, right? That why we did this. Because we have to participate in 12 parts and we have 24 hours. First, if you will write these numbers like clockwise 3, 6 and 9, it will be easy for you to multiply it by 2, right? And you will not make mistake. Now see, how we'll do more parts? Now see here, these are the parts, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. 12 parts we have, right? Now if I am talking about myself, so I sleep for 8 hours in a day. Now 8 hours. Now if I am talking about 8 hours, means one box or one part is equal to 2 hours. One part means 2 hours, means this is my 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, like that, right? So I'll shed this part. We have to shed, okay? Second part also I have to shed. This becomes 4 hours, now 6 hours and 8 hours. So this is my sleeping duration from here to here. 8 hours I sleep, and for remaining hours from here to here I am awake. So this is how you can draw your sleeping hour clock. Let's go for so now let's talk about tiger. So if we talk about tigers, so tigers live in forest, first of all, that we all know. Why we are talking it here about tiger? Because tiger have sharp hearing capacity. One more thing, that now tiger becomes so rare in our country. So first we need to see importance about tigers, right? And then we will discuss that why their number of tigers are decreased in India. So let's talk about some important things which is connected with tiger. Said that you know, the roar of a tiger can be heard for 3 kilometers, right? The area of a tiger, that is fixed every time. Tiger fix that area with their urine or their potty, right? And they mark that area. Tiger always avoid to go to reach in other tigers' area. One more thing, they can easily differentiate the sound which is on the leaves, and when you keep your foot on that, that is some specific sound created by that. So they can hear. And one more sound in the forest, which is leaves which is present on the tree. When they strike each other, there will be some different sound. So tigers are able to differentiate that both sound. For humans it is near to impossible, but for tigers, the tigers are able to differentiate that two sound. It will help them to catch that prey, right? Nearby, if some animal is there, so they are able to hear that footsteps on the leaves, or you can say grass, right? So that is the capability of tiger. Sense of smell is also amazing in tigers, right? Now tigers, now their number of tigers are decreased in forest. There is one important thing, that poachers, there are many killers of animals. Human beings kill animals for their different body parts. Tigers are killed for their skin, bones and claws, right? Many other animals are also get killed, like elephant get killed for their teeth, which is long, right? Rhinos killed for their horns. So many animals are killed. Now these people who killed animals, they are known as poachers. So one danger in the forest for tiger is poacher. Due to poachers, many tigers are killed. One more thing, lion, which lives in the forest, is more powerful than tiger. So that is also one threat to the tiger. One more thing we can say, number of forests are decreased nowadays. Number of forest areas are decreasing. So due to that, tigers are not getting a safe place to live. So that is why they suffer and then they died. So this is how tigers decrease in the forest and some capability of tigers. About tigers you have seen already in the previous videos. I know that you learned better also, right? Let's see for the next point, two important definitions. Let's see important definition. First one, poachers. We already discussed about poachers in tiger portion. So people who hunt animals for their body parts. Are known as poachers. Second definition, I hope you understand that people who hunt animals for their body parts, means for animals body part, right, is known as poachers. Okay, let's go for next one. Second, national parks. National parks is area of a land. It is, we can write, it is area of land owned by government to protect wildlife and natural beauty. Natural beauty. So this is two important definition. National parks, it is area of a land owned by government. Now look, national park, let me explain you it in detail. It is area of a land, we can say area of forest, right? Now in that area of forest, poachers are not allowed. You cannot hunt any animals, you cannot cut any tree, you cannot hunt any living thing in the national park. Otherwise it will be it will be justified as a crime, right? It will be a crime if you will hunt any animal, if you will cut any tree then, right? So it is area of a land owned by government to protect wildlife and natural beauty. Natural beauty like trees, wildlife means animals, so that both you cannot hunt. Let me give you one example, Gir forest in Gujarat, right? So that is a national park which protect lions, especially lions, but you cannot hunt any other animals which live over there in that area in Gir forest. There are many list of national parks which is present in whole country. So this was our chapter. I hope you like it. Assignments will be there.